Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering video. So, no Christmas would be complete without the appearance of some Dollarama repacks. So yeah, it's deck build time. Okay, so this time there's one thing that's slightly different. Normally when I shoot these videos, it's actually the one time when I'm doing a deck building video where I don't do it in one take. All my unboxings, that sort of stuff are all just done in one take. These I tend to split up in multiple takes. Basically do the unpacking first, then the sort of weeding out, if you like, and then the final build. I'm just going to do this end to end. This will be very much like if anybody's ever taken part in a pre-release or any sealed event where you have a certain amount of time to put the stuff together. I'm not going to put myself against the clock here, but I only have a certain amount of time on my card, on my SD card. The other time you used to see this, and where I've probably experienced the most, is back in the day on MTGO, Magic the Gathering Online, when you took part in sealed events and you were part of a pool of players. You only had a certain amount of time to basically build your deck, and that was it. And now we've moved in, well, for several years now, into the world of the leagues. That's not a thing anymore. You basically can, open your sealed pool and tweak it as much as you like before you even start to play. So this is pretty old school. I'm just going to open these. This could be all over the place. I can make a complete hash of this because we're getting random cards here from Magic's history, but that's part of the fun. So we'll see what monstrosity of a deck I end up with. It's not like previous years where I've got like a massive pool of cards. This is literally 6 packs of 15 cards. So same amount of cards you get in a sealed pool. You can see I've got the triumphant return of the grid. And let me just square that up. And so that lets us see this in. As fan of the pack, as you fan it out, what you get. So we'll try and isolate here the rares and work out the breakdown. But let's just dive in and start opening these. So we've got Tamir's Epiphany, Returned Centaur, Hecamus Sentinels. Let's bring these around here. Cancel. Most of this stuff you would have seen before, so I'm not going to spend ages on individual cards. Pathbreaker Worm. Okay, there's our rare. So that's confirmed suspicion. So let me just put that in slot 1 so we know we've got our rare. Another Citizen Skirmisher. I'll go back to that rare in a moment. Captivating Unicorn. Portent of Betrayal. Magefire Wings. Streetbreaker Worm. Got some good uncommon, good commons here. Triton Wave Rider. Gift of Strength, which is an instant. Ward Scale Crocodile and Enforcer Griffin. So looking at that, and sometimes it's difficult to see in this light. Every one of those is a common. We've got no uncommons. You tend to find this in. You should get one rare card, and then just the rest will be mainly commons, uncommons. Sometimes I've got more than 3 uncommons. Sometimes I've got less. So let's have a look at confirmed suspicions. Get it a bit closer there. Hope you can see that. It's 3 and 2 blue, instant. Counter target spell. Investigate 3 times. To investigate, put a colourless clue artifact token onto the battlefield with 2 sacrifices artifact. Draw a card. So we've got card draw stapled onto a counter spell there. I'm going to put all the rares to one side over here. It doesn't really matter if you can't see them on camera. Let's just shift that slightly. Maybe I will have it so you can just see that. There we go. So that's our first pack. At some point I'm going to organise these by colour. I'll probably do this a little bit off camera as I'm actually pulling these off to speed things up a little bit. Right. Next pack. Bring these on so you see, so you know I'm not cheating. Okay. So we've got a Casmina's Transmutation, Makeshift Battalion. You can see by the set symbols, these are all over the shop. Spike Wheel Acrobat. We'll see if we get any pre-modern era cards. That's always interesting. Nixborn Brute. Oh, the Phileas Sea Kite is in this. Got a chance of the Skitfang. Okay, I'm seeing a few here. Nixborn Marauder. Fruit of Tizirus, I think that is. Nylia's Forerunner. There's our rare Guild Feud. I'll go back to that in a moment. Wojek Halberdiers. Blazing Volley. Minotaur Short. McKinley's Slide Runner. And a Return to Nature. Again, looks like all of the commons, all the non-rares, or the non-rare is all commons, and our rare is Guild Feud. So, 5 in a red enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent reveals the top 3 cards of his or her library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield, then puts the rest into his or her graveyard. You do the same with the top 3 cards of your library. If 2 creatures are put onto the battlefield this way, those creatures fight each other. Okay. Add that to our rare pile. Get these sort of organised. I'm going to have to pre-filter these in a moment. Okay. Next pack. Okay. What have we got? Davrel's Shadow Fugue. Okay. Lava Step Raider. Manticore of the Gauntlet. Electrify. Okay. Frontier Mastodon. I can see the next ones are rare because of the foil hologram on it. Okay, that's a Soul Swallow, so we'll put that up the top. Have a look at that in a moment. Nylia's Huntmaster. Brine Giant. Return to Nature. Sideboard card. Selfless Cathar. Stitcher's Apprentice. Mogi's Favour. Spike Wheel Acrobat. Got a Makeshift Battalion and Akaya's Ghost Form. So again, that's that. They're all commons apart from this one. Oh, Soul Swallow. So let's have a look at this. Okay. 2 and 2 green. Creature Worm, Trample, Delirium. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 4 or more card types among the cards in your graveyard, put 3+1/+1 counters on Soul Swallow. This is going to be an interesting build. Okay. So on to our fourth pack. Here we go. Sky Theatre Strix. Battlefield Promotion. Storm Stride. Final Flare. That's that Curse Break. Valamade Reel. Voracious Typhon. Typhon. Blight Break. Catol Pass. Nyxborn Brute. Oh, there's a rare. Ugin's Insight. Harsh Sustenance. Seeker of Insight. Floodwaters. We've got a Vestige of Emrakul and a Dustmantle Operative. Again, we get our one rare, which is obviously good because it says we're going to get one on the pack, but everything else is a common, and we seem to be getting one multicolour card per deck as well, so, or sorry, per pack. Ugin's Insight, what does he say here? So 3 and 2 blue, sorcery, scry X, where X is the highest converted mana cost among permanents you control, then draw 3 cards. Okay. My, this is going to be an interesting build. Now you can see why I often do this with a ton of these, because it's a bit of a challenge with 6 packs of these repacks. Often fill with these, you need at least sort of 10 maybe. Okay. Sky Theatre Strix. Oh, we had one of those in the previous pack. Pouncing Lynx. I've got a Gruul Locket. That's going to come in handy if we play red-green. Stampede Rider. Got a Brute Force in here. What else? Glacial Ray. Okay. I recognise that from Cold Snap, but that's a reprint. Witness of Tomorrow. Gift of Strength. Infuriate. What else? That's our rare. Oh, Archdemon of Unks. Okay. Fairy Mechanist. Ooh. We have a old border here. Reckless one. We'll put that up there. We'll have a look at that because that's the first. Oh, and there's an uncommon as well. Okay, we've got a few more uncommons in the pack. That was a Syrah Angel. I'll have to play that. Goblin Assistant. And a Welkin Turn. Can't see any other uncommons there. So this also is an uncommon, this Reckless one. Let's just have a... Let's go back from these. So seeing as we're not seeing many uncommons, we'll have a look at those as well. So Syrah Angel, 3/2 white, Creature Angel Flying Vigilance. It's a 4/4, so that may be our bomb in this particular deck, possibly, depending on how our rares pan out. Reckless one, haste. Reckless one's power and toughness are each equal to the number of goblins in play. So I don't know what we're like for goblins here. Goblin Tribal. I don't think might be a thing in this build, so that's probably going to get cut. And then we've got our rare, which is Archdemon of Unks, 5 and 2 black, 6/6 Fine Trample. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a non-zombie creature, then put a 2/2 black zombie creature token into play. Okay. That's yes. I don't know how much stuff we've got here that enjoys being in the graveyard. That would be fun in that, what was it, Commander deck I built around graveyard stuff. Okay. Right. Next pack. Okay. That's it. So this is our last pack. Okay. Wow. Certainly set a rod for my back here. Naga Eternal. Brood Monitor. Oh, that's uncommon. Oh, double Serra Angel in this card pool. Can't go wrong. Right. Frontline Devastator. Interesting. Already started. It's funny as you sort of do this like this. It's cool having them spread out like this because you do start to think about the build already when it's like this radical idea. We've got some card draw cards here. There's some interesting utility. Okay, we'll have a look at that one. Hero of Goma Farda, because that's in white. Stampede Rider. I sort of see already, I've got a lot of red cards here. There could be white-red aggro, could be a thing already. Return to Nature. It's got a utility card there. Sleep of the Dead. I don't know what sort of removal I've got so far. Strings Scourger. We do have some goblins. Thundering Giant. Yeah. A Rid of Mountain's Blade. I think we're probably going to be playing red. Another Gruul Locket. Arlen's Wolf and Iron Bully. Okay, so just scanning through. So there's our second Serra Angel. Brood Monitor. And there's another uncommon in this pack. When Brood Monitor enters the battlefield, put 3/1/1 Eldrazi sign creature tokens onto the battlefield. They have sacrificed this creature, add 1/2 mana pool. I wonder if red, green, white could be a thing here. Hero of Goma Farda. 4 and a white. Creature, human, knight, ally, rally. Whenever Hero of Goma Farda or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Okay. So what we need to do is get these piled up into their relevant colours and see what we can see. We don't have much actual artifacts or colourless stuff that we can play in multiple decks. And the ones we do are very much dependent, 2 of them, on us playing red, green. So we could go red, green, white aggro, I suppose. Okay, so let's just start off by doing this. There's our Wooburg. Okay. So obviously I'm pulled to this, although I don't know what we're like for allies, but yeah. So we've got a, what's that, 4/3 for 5. Alright, that's all our white stuff. don't have a ton of black, actually. I don't know. What I might do is just look at the colours first that I'm thinking about dropping. Got tons of red. And I'll just lay these out. No particular order, just... Yeah, I can already see which one I'm going to go with this. Okay, so there we have the pool, if you like. So we got all our rares up here, all the individual colours, the rest of the rarity, common and uncommon, and then our multicoloured cards, and then our artifact here. So remember, this is a sealed pool, so we're building a 40 card deck to do that. So it means that we're going to do what, 20. So normally I'm just doing this. Let's work out how this is going to break down. Okay, so 17, 18 land and 23, 22 non-land or spells. It does definitely make me want to play red, green, white, looking at just superficially without really starting to take out the cards. Soul Swallow I regard as having cards in the graveyard of different types. It's always tricky, with this. I mean, Archdemon of Unks will put stuff in the graveyard, but only creatures. So that's a 5 for a 3/3 for 4 with trample. So even if we don't switch on Delirium. Okay, and that works if we're going to play red, green, white. Okay, well let's go on first impressions, just from sort of gut instinct here. Let's take out. We'll just remove this. We can always go back and see what we've got. Actually, let's have a quick look at black, because see if we have any removal. Target player loses 2 life, blah blah blah. Copy blocked. Yeah. Discards 2 cards and loses 2 life. Okay, so there's hand disruption. Okay, so that's a Blight Breath Cobble Pass. It is so. What you've got here is you've got some removal stapled to a creature. So when it enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets -X until entered, where X is your devotion to black. Obviously, to make this work well, we would need to be playing mono black. I don't think that's a thing. We've not, or a very high black count at the very least. We just don't have the cards to support this. So that's going in there. Let's just have a quick look. So in terms of blue and what we're losing, in terms of probably removal. So we've got some scrying going in here and card draw, and we've got some counter spell, more card draw. Okay, Sleep of the Dead. So tap down. That's, yeah, so we lose Anything we do lose here, there's a lot of evasion if we don't have blue, which could be fairly useful if the rest of our cards are weak, or from our red, green, white. We've got bounce. Yeah, blue could be an interesting proposition here. We could do like blue, white flyers, maybe. In fact, that might be the way to go. I definitely want to play white just because we've got 2 Spirit Angels, and that really makes a big difference too. Okay, so assuming we're not going to play blue or black at this point in time, let's take out that. Leaves that. We do have fixing, which sort of makes us go down red, green. Red, green's always a fairly easy option if you have a lot of creatures. Okay. I'm just looking at the guild feud here. When a reveals top 3 cards of his or own, put a creature card from among them on spot for them. Put the top 3 cards of your library if 2 creatures. Yeah, it's sort of weird pseudo removal. Okay, let's look at white first, because for us to switch on rally we need allies, which I don't think is a thing here. So already, because of our lack of allies, this basically becomes a 4/3 for 5, but when it enters the battlefield, creatures you gain control indestructible until end of turn. So we'll leave it up there for the moment. I definitely want to play Spirit Angels 2/1 with first strike if it's your turn. Okay, destroy target enchantment. Yeah, sideboard. Creature can block any number of creatures. Target creature can block any number of creatures this turn. Yeah. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. That creature gains first strike until end of turn. So that's a whoops, sorry. It's a combat trick. Instant speed. Okay. One of those. Enforcer Griffin. So this doesn't really, Constellation doesn't get turned on if we were playing heavy enchantments. Tap target creature and opponent control. So again, that's just a 4/4 for 5. And if we got a fairly weak deck or weak choices here, we may have to play that. Okay. So it's a lot of red. We've got card draw. What's that? 2/3 for 3. But if we play a creature with power 4 or greater, rider gets +1/+1. So that's gonna synergize. So don't forget with our Spirit Angel. Afflict. That's interesting. So we got like, what was that? Fire breathing, I suppose. String Scouger, Echo. Bounce. So 4/3 for 5 with haste. Okay. I was going to look through and see. I got a few goblins here, not many. Yeah, is that the one going to turn on even? glacial ray. So that's sort of removal. If we're a bit short on removal, we want to use that. It's going to be difficult to switch anything on. We won't have an arcane spell. So we've got another combat tricks here. Let's trample. 3, 4 for 3. Okay. 7, 3 for 5. 3, 4, 5. Got a few combat tricks. Sacrifice a creature enchantment. Okay. Landfall. Yeah, I'm going to put that off. Yeah, always a bit unsure of those sort of spells that gain control. Okay, so can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Let's just put Iron Bully out the way. Yeah, I'm going to just leave that. Ferocious Typhoon. Other cards from your graveyard. Don't need that. Devotion to green doesn't really belong in this deck. That's cool. No, I'm not playing enchantments. Salt Bond, wow. Oh, this is no good in our deck, we're not playing black. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to just leave out those. Okay, so we've narrowed that down a bit. We've basically removed a lot of the stuff which doesn't belong. There isn't enough support, I suppose, in the card pool to do that. I've taken out anything like what I would consider to be more of a sideboard card. I'm just looking over here, see what we've got. Okay. So in white we have 1, 2, 3, 8 white cards, and well, 9 if you include this. Problem with this Guild Feud is it's incredibly aggressive once it's in play. I'm not sure about that. I'm going to put that off to one side. And we've got a whole pile of other stuff here. 4 damage. Yeah, I'm not going to start sacrificing creatures. Okay, it's got some a bit short on removal, so anything that might help out either through that or a combat trick. Okay. We've got several cards here that care about +4 or less, so we need to worry about that. So do we go in full, do we go red, white? There. I'm worried about, doing 3 colours, simply because we've got a lot of stuff here. I do have quite a bit of stuff we can leverage. It's interesting because when you have like a, mediocre cards, it does actually open a lot more options to you in some ways, because it's like, well, if I'm only going to be playing cards that are this good, then I could play these other cards in other colours which are equally as good. What I might do is just sort of run through some different possible builds here. Let's do that actually, because let's just take this off. I'm just curious. My first instinct was to play red-white. So if I just count through here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah. 24. So we've got plenty of cards here. We'd have to weed that out about. So red, white, white, red, however you want to look at it, could definitely be a thing. I probably have to lay this out to get a feel for this. Let's assume that for the moment. My two things, if I'm just trying to keep this 2 colours. Playing 3 colours is always tricky. You could end up getting stuffed mana-wise if you're not careful. So I would definitely tend to go with 2 colours and then splash a 3rd if I need to be, rather than play it so I've got creatures across all 3 colours, because then things can get tricky if you've got creatures with like double 1 colour mana when you're playing 3 colours. We do have some fixing for red-green, so red, we could go like red-green. So at the moment we've got white-red, could be a thing. We've got red-green, could be a thing. The main reason for playing white in everything is just the presence of the Seer Angels is really is dragging me in that direction. I definitely want to keep it's that Hero of Goma Fada. It's just really the only time you get any advantage out of it is when it comes into play. So you can either use it Yeah, you can't flash it in, so it could only be used on your turn if you played it on your turn. So it's really when you were sort of going all out attack wise. So we've got three flyers. Let's just have a look and see how this works out curve wise. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 5 plus sort of mana. Wow, a lot of high-end stuff here. Okay, see, 2 colour. Let's try and get our utility sorted out here, assuming we're paying red. Start to thin this out a little bit. Yeah, we definitely got a lot of high-end creatures here. We're probably going to thin out up there. Yeah, I like that live step runner. Spike Will Acrobat. It's always tricky with 1-drops, but if they've got extra utility on them, that could be appealing. Right, let's have a look up here. Okay, it's a bit top heavy here. Just take out any vanilla stuff. So we've got a number of finishes. 5, 3, 4 flyers. Seven threes. Sorry, I'm looking at this off camera. A couple of 7 threes. Yes, we are really bad on removal. 4, 3. Which is no different than that. I mean, essentially, although we're playing double red here, so it could be, so that has haste. It's a 4/3. So I'm worried about these with. Let's just get rid of all these high double red ones. Use that as our decider, really. Let's try and make this as easy to cast as possible. 4 for 4 with trample. Five two for 4. But it could be for 3. 3, 4 with devoid and trample. Powerful or greater, which we have quite a few, so that's going to trigger those. If they're in play, that's the trouble. We've got a lot that have got sort of pump on them, which is quite handy. This is actually super aggressive. Okay. Oops. 5. There's a 4 drop. Made a mistake there. First strike until end of turn. Want that in there, that's good. Right, creature gets scry 1. Yeah, I'm going to take that out. That I can invest quite a lot of mana in it. Okay, we've got basically a pump theme going on here without really realising it. So, what are we down to now? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So basically we need to cut 3 cards from this. I'm going to cut the Manticore, I think, just because I've got a lot of higher end creatures. That's 1. I'm going to cut the second Spike with Acrobat. It's quite handy. That's a reach on it. I'm just looking at whether that's going to be true. So we've got 5, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3. Really needs the heavier creatures for that to trigger. Maybe that would be. Let's see, that I could pump that. This is the thing. So these are 3. So these are already 5 2s. Which help trigger that. That I can make a 4/3, but when does this trigger? You know, if you control a creature with 4, yeah. So I could do some clever tricks with that. These just activate straight away. It's tricky, isn't it? Maybe let's card draw. I'm going to take that out for a moment. Let's take out the bouncing links. How does that look? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23. Okay, yeah. So that's my first attempt. Just looking how long I got on the card. I got half an hour left, 40 minutes. So yeah, so first pass, it's not great. I've probably pulled out a lot of stuff that other people would probably keep in and kept in a lot of stuff that other people would pull out. But just going through that, That's what I think we're going to go with. So we've got a nice load of creatures. We've got some interesting synergies going on with power. We've got some pump spells which help trigger that. Bit of card draw. Yeah, so we're going to be putting, so these synergize nicely. In fact, I could have sort of swapped out a little bit something else. I'm still not sure on some of these creatures actually. Some of this stuff, because now I do have lots of ways of triggering that that one there. And maybe I'm overemphasizing that because that's just one thing. It's funny, I thought I saw another card with that cared about that. But that actually leads me in nicely because another possibility, so that's the red-white one. So make a note of that. I'm not going to reconstruct these again at the end. I just want to go through some things that I'm drawn to here. So that's red-white. If we take out all the white cards in here, let's have a look at red-green. Okay. So this is interesting. So we've got a lot of higher end stuff here. Okay, so there was a lot of green that I just took out because it cared about enchantments and it wasn't really I was going to go down. Pump spell. 2 pump spells. Different artwork as well, that's funny. Okay. This actually looks an interesting deck. Got trample going on here. Okay, where's the lockets? Oh, and the Street Breaker Worm. Wow, okay, I forgot about that. So, red-green. Four more card types in your graveyard. Is that going to trigger instants, creature? We do have enchantments in here and artifacts. Yeah, it's just about. I suppose we could stick in some enchantments just to buff that up a bit. Exile 4 other cards from your graveyard. Escapes with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. No, I'm not going to bother. Oh, that was the one I was trying to think of. So yeah, this is more the cares about power deck we got going on here. So again, where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now I see, now I've got myself in a muddle. Hang on. Sorry about this. Let's start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24. And these, 25, 26. Okay. I'm now going to probably take out one of these, and I'll leave that brood monitor in. Put that in. So I'm running a bit of a heavier end down here. So I'm just looking to see if there's anything I don't want in. I'm going to take out one of the spike wool acrobats, I think. Yeah, see that? That's salt swallow. I don't know how good that is. $23. So that's a possibility. Is a red green build. I'm not going to go down red green white. It's too bitty. So we've got a red green build, some pump, some cares about power, a little bit of removal. So let's now take that and just commit that to our brain. Again, I'm not caring too much here about trying to re-establish what I did here. It's just so you can sort of see my thought process. And we can look at some old cards. So the other thing I wanted to take a look at is blue-white. Because we've got some flying stuff going on here. Quite a bit going on actually. So let's get our white back on the table. Actually, let's put it all down there and then we can see, because we've seen these cards already. So I'm actually going to remove that for the moment. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to go through this and pull out all the flyers, because we're going to play white, blue flyers. See, there is some constellation stuff here, but I don't know how I feel about trying to build an enchantment deck with a sealed pool like this. Cancel's in here as well, which is cool. There's quite a bit of bounce. Oh, we've got a Wilkington, we've got to play that. And a Sphinx. Okay, this is interesting. I like the look of this deck. Yeah, this, maybe it is. Maybe white blue is the way to go. I should have pulled out. Okay. Don't care about enchantments. Don't really want to do that. We've got some, that's an interesting remove. Well, not removal, but it sort of nerfs power on a creature, makes it not very good at all. Yeah, there's some interesting sort of pseudo removal going on here. I've got card draw. Yeah, don't want to do that. I don't know how much cycle we've got going on here either. No, I'm not going to go down that. Draw a card and discard. Card draw on a stick. Wow, this is quite high end. Target creature, Sleep of the Dead. Could be card draw, single spell card draw. Okay, let's see what we got here. It's rather, we've got rather a lot of holes in here. What is... good old Sarah Angel. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hang on, start again. 14, 14, right. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. What am I going to have as my 23rd card? Do I have any allies on the field? Don't make me play this fella. Yeah, I'm sure we could do better. Maybe not. What utility have we got here? Okay, well I could play. I could play just plain old vanilla 3-2 for 3. We haven't really got many enchantments here as well. I'm not going to be playing Brine Giant, I don't think, anytime real soon. Yeah. Okay, so that's blue-white. That's pretty interesting, actually. I'd actually be tempted to play around with that. Got a bit of counter spells going on. Small amount of combat tricks. And some extra utility. There's a lot of stuff like stapled on here. Now we've got a sufficient amount of non-creature spells that could trigger this. Yeah. So the last thing I'm going to do, I have to do it because I do sometimes in a format where I'm not sure. One of the things I end up playing, and I don't know why this is blue-black. So let's see what blue-black looks like. Probably terrible. Actually, we could actually mill ourselves with this card. That would be funny. Yeah, let's do it. Interesting. Yeah, it's going to be weird removal, that one. Oh dear. No, I don't think we want to play discard. It's always a bit problematic. Okay. This is 2 life. I don't know. Can't be blocked by creatures of power 4 or greater. Press a non-zombie creature. See, this is the problem. Is what will be sacking if we played this. I guess that's what blue-black looks like. That's funny. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24. Yeah, something would have to give here. Probably. Yeah. Okay, so that's what that looks like. I don't think white-black is even a thing here. No. I mean, no. I mean, we got a bit of problems here. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that could be an issue. The next thing after this, and I'm not going to bore you with it, but what we would do is obviously once you've, and I'm assuming many people watching this video have done lots of sealed stuff over the years, we would need to work out what sort of land we want to use. So how you basically, there's several ways you can do this. One way is to sort of count up the pips, the sort of coloured mana that you have, and work out the proportions and divide the proportions up accordingly. So obviously here we've got a number of two black mana cards and 2 blue mana cards. I mean, I suppose it's okay in a 2-colour deck. Those become problematic if you're splashing them. That's all. But yeah, so that will be the next stage, which I'm not going to do. Would be to work out with if you're including like 17 lands or whatever it would be, how you divide that up into the appropriate mana base, so that at least you can get stuff out. There is one more thing I want to try here, because it is. I'll put this card off to one side. So, would it be possible to go all in on one colour, or all in with most of one colour and then splash? The one that sticks out here is red. But we will see. Let's just gather up all the red cards and see if we've got some monstrosity of a mono red, I don't know, splashing some appropriate removal. Don't know if we'll be splashing, well, creatures maybe as well. We could splash Sierra. Okay, where are we? This will be fun. I don't think so. Wow, quite a bit of high-end stuff here. Oh, there's our old mate. Okay, wow. Yeah, I think we actually have enough stuff here to do it, but whether or not this is... Hang on. Whether this is actually playable is another matter. So I'm starting to glaze over a little bit. Here's all our goblins. Wow. Okay, what can go? Okay, what's this? This guild feed again. Let's display super aggressive red. Why not? Let's do it. Yes, we have some interesting finishes. Manticore with a Gauntlet, two Nickspawn Brutes and a Thundering Giant. A Reckless one. The goblins do we have? 1, 2. Oh, no. No, thank you. Oh, there's our old friend, the Frontline Devastator. Acrobats. Take that out. Okay, so very quickly, this is a real quick mono red build, so I make no apologies for the rather bad card selection here. Okay, where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, well, it is mono red. We could do 24 with 16 land if we wanted to. Yeah. What would we... Maybe just pull one of these if we, I suppose we wanted to get it down. What potentially could we splash in another colour and remove out? Here's the next question. It's going to be tricky in black. Is anything in there? I mean, would you want to splash some blue for counter spells? I don't know. What we got here? Magefire Wings. Would we want to splash blue just for that? I mean, if anything, I think probably... So I'm just trying to think what our strongest colour was for splashing, really. I mean, there's all the pump stuff in green, which would be a possibility. Although, looking at this, we won't doing too bad. Let me actually, let's get rid of that. Put that back in. Yeah, so there's probably some stuff in green we could splash in here if we wanted to do more combat trips, pump spells. But I'd be loath to remove any creatures in there. So that's what a mono red deck would look like. The only other colour I think where there was quite a bit of stuff in is blue. Personally, I'm not the best blue player in the world. I would have quite trouble playing mono blue effectively, I think, on here. Out of the two colours, I seem to be best, or I prefer to play mono colours in sealed, are basically mono black and mono red. Other stuff is have a little bit of trouble sort of processing, I suppose. And that's the thing, I think, when you're doing any sealed build, obviously I'm not of any proficiency where I can easily play across all colours. I think, like a lot of players, I probably tend to fall back on a sort of comfort zone if I'm playing unknown stuff, and that can often be like blue-white flyers, red-white aggro, blue-black whatever that I feel like. I mean, it could be blue-black flyers, it could be any of the interesting sort of shenanigans that you find in blue-black. So that's and red, white, green as well. is another interesting colour combination. Anyway, that's about it. I have 13 minutes left on my card. I've been going for 1 hour 15, so I think I'm going to call it a stop here. I hope you've enjoyed this insight into my deck building skills, or lack thereof. I hope it's been entertaining, if nothing else. I do like to do some form of deck building video, particularly at Christmas. I do apologise that I haven't done one sooner, because they are sort of quite tough to do. I suspect, and I'm mindful of making promises that I then turn out to break, I suspect there will be the return of the what did I call it? The Commander Fodder series, but I'm planning on doing it using virtual cards, as opposed to how I'd done it before, which is by, basically gutting out an existing deck, leaving the stuff I did want to play, and then ordering or using from my collection stuff to make a particular deck that I felt synergized well with the fodder, if you like, from the original deck. I really like doing those videos, but there's a lot of work, and I think I might have come up with a slightly better way, utility wise, in doing that, by doing it sort of 100% virtually. You're basically using some sort of digital collection type software, so keep your eyes open for that. And again, the starting point for those is always going to either be a pre-existing, it's always going to be a pre-existing sealed product. It may be some theme deck from way back, which had a legend in it, or equally it may just be one of the more recent Commander products where I want to just explore one of the legends in there. So yeah, thanks. As I said in a previous video, which was the land video, I hope, I do know everybody enjoyed that. Well, from those people that watched it, seemingly it's one of the best lots of comments I've had on a video in a long time. So definitely that style of video is going to be a thing. I've got a few ideas apart from the land thing of spinning that out as a more like ambient experience. So yeah, that might be something I have a bit of a play around with. So once again, everybody take care of yourself over the break and going into 2021. I know for most people 2020 was a pretty shit year, and I just hope things start to get better for everybody, because I do appreciate how really tough it is at the moment out there. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and bye for now.